Hey, this is Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. That's right. I am Robert Ferguson. I am your coach. I'm sharing information because I care. And today we're going to talk about this thing called the psychology of weight loss. And I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it simple. And my goal really is to encourage you to bring in your mindset, your way of thinking. That also includes what motivates you, what doesn't motivate you, what gets your motivation off track, what keeps your motivation on track. How did we get to where we are? And yet we may not like where we are, but yet we continue to stay there. You have people who they will raise their hand high and they will say, I know it's not good to be drinking alcohol, but they can't stop. And what happens is they go, tomorrow, you know what, Monday, I'm going to stop. And then eventually it's like Monday, I'm going to get some help. And then eventually it's, I don't know what to do. And then they do nothing. It's like, let's take the first 100 people, not to include my clients or people who are clients of other coaches that we have. But think of all the people in your family that they have weight to lose. And if you talk to them, they may bring it up and go, yeah, I need to lose weight, but we'll do nothing. Now, that's not their fault. And I'm not here to shame anybody. I'm here to give some solutions, some ideas to help you get going. And I also want to point out on this Fat Loss Friday, as I share this live, that today could be that day. This moment could be that moment to put you on the right path. And that's going to be key when I say the right path. Because unfortunately, many people will make that decision to lose weight. They will make that decision to start to get healthier. They will make that decision. They'll jump on a path or go with a method or be inspired by someone who talks them into doing it. And then it doesn't work. And then years go by and they go, you know what? I'm going to do it again. And this time they're thinking, if I do it again, is it going to work? And now we have this thing of doubt in our mind. And we continue to do nothing. Many of you know what I'm talking about. What's up, Linda? Linda's here. Linda was there. And you have moments where you're lying in the bed. You have moments where you're out at a dinner party. You have moments when you're going to a theater. You have moments when you're playing with the grandkids. And you don't like how your clothes fit. You don't like where you are. You look in the mirror and you have a moment when you're brushing your teeth and you're like, how did I get here? I do not want to be here. Some of us will look in the mirror and go, man, how did I become my mom? How did I become my dad? And when we do that, it's not being mean to them. It's like some of the worst things about what we didn't want to be, we have now become. How does that happen? Better yet, how do you get out of it? Well, I've been at this for a long time. And I never judge a book by its cover. So some of you who appear to be fit on the outside and you look like you don't really have weight to lose, I know there may be turmoil that you're dealing with. I get it. And right now you're just trying to figure it out. But you know you can hide and not really have to take action to do anything because you're okay with people not knowing the turmoil that you're experiencing. See, I was talking to a client this morning and I was explaining the psychology around weight loss by bringing up these two things called, well, it's one thing, but it goes in two different directions. Competing intentions. A person has the intent to, let's say, lose weight. And then you have a person who has the intent to have a good time at the party, which means eating the things that aren't going to help them lose weight. So you have two intentions. and they're competing with each other. Well, if they're competing, one is going to win. Which one's going to win? And see, my favorite Bible teaches, or book, which is the Bible, teaches on this all the time. And their solutions, right? And I'm going to share that with you because all of us are living with competing intentions. Because I was losing a little over a week ago before I did the detox drop to competing intentions. I had an intent to get my exercise and to start working toward a fitness goal. But I also had intent to reach certain goals with my business, and they were competing with each other. And getting my fitness and moving in that area was losing. Every time the work was winning. And so when I put myself on the detox drop, it helped tighten up and gave me the structure that I needed at the time. And it put me on path where I could optimize my schedule because I had the structure with my nutrition. That helped it gave me room to make sure I had everything else in better structure. So I could get in my workouts, I could still accomplish my goals. But when you have those competing intentions and you fall prey to allowing your emotions to lead you, when emotions take over, you can't rationalize a situation. I'll give you an example. A man loves his wife, the wife loves the man. The man has intentions to stay with his wife, to love her because he does love her. But let's say that he's in a situation where no one will know and his emotions are now in place, not his ability to rationalize. And maybe he had a drink, so he has less ability to rationalize. His emotions are leading him, and so he cheats on his wife. Now, he had intentions to have a good time wherever he was. That didn't mean he had to cheat. And he still had intentions to love his wife and not play out on her. But at that moment, those intentions were competing with each other. And because he was led by his emotions, he didn't rationalize, boom, and he cheats on her. Now, once he gets caught, he's going to beg, he's going to cry, he's going to beg for forgiveness, because that's coming from a place of rationalizing with emotions. So he's led by his ability to rationalize. I got caught, not good. That's that's thinking it. That's thinking through with emotion. But when you're not thinking through and you're led by emotions, we get in trouble. And that's what happens with a lot of people when they set the intent to lose weight, but yet other things continue to pull them off path. They don't rationalize. They're not able to, in the words of Wayne Dyer, think from the end. Because we all know what happens when you start something and you're doing great and then you get off. You know how you're going to feel. You know how you're going to think. So rationalize at the moment and not allow your emotions to dictate your behavior. Now, I'm not going to go deep on that, but I hope that's making sense. I hope that's making sense. And I'm going to share with you a really funny story, and it's real life. And I believe this is going to help some of you in a big way. Now, in my space, when it comes to nutrition and weight loss, okay, I want you guys to get this. In my space, and I forgot to tell you guys, brought to you by the Detox Drop. There are links. I just dive right in. I just dive right in because if you get to know me long enough, my training and education and what I've applied over the years around motivation psychology is probably my best gift. People say, or I want people to think is my knowledge and wisdom and foresight when it comes to the science of nutrition and the work that I've done. There's a part of me, I want people to know me for that. But really, one of my biggest gifts is the ability to motivate others and to help people see things and to kind of get them out of their way. when I grew up, in the beautiful city of Anderson, Indiana, all my friends knew me for the guy who's motivated all the time. It was just who I was. And then I got educated along the way. It's just part of who I am. So, and I fought that because I want to be known more for the science of nutrition and the work I've done there. And I can be, but it's really the psychology. And I'll break it down to you this way. And this is where the love comes together when it comes to nutrition science. See, in nutrition science, I am trained in the way I think is to question evidence. So once I hear about something, if there's evidence, I'm going to question it. Like when the pandemic hit, first thing I did was question it. Where's the evidence? Show me some evidence. I need evidence. Now, that doesn't mean I don't go along until I get the evidence, but I have my critical thinking hat on all the time. So I'm going to question evidence. Then I'm going to challenge assumptions. And a lot of us buy products because we assume certain things and we don't challenge the assumptions. We just assume it. Like someone will talk you into buying a supplement because you just assume what they're telling you is real. But I'm always going to challenge that assumption. And then the third part, when you're into nutrition science, is you're always evaluating the conclusions. So what I believed in 2005, and when I created Food Lovers and put the methodology out there, I've continued to question the evidence because at one point I really believed that grapeseed oil was a positive. I really, really, really believe that. And I now know that when I challenge the evidence or question the evidence and then challenge the assumptions, that it's not all. I want you guys to hear me on this. It is not all that it claimed to be. And thank goodness I have this kind of mindset because I know that when you consume something like that, grapeseed oil is packed with linoleic acid. That causes inflammation. It's a seed oil. There's nothing but negatives with it. But I'm glad I think that way. So here's a story I want to share with you. And I want you guys to follow me on this because it's funny, but it's real. I go to the barbershop. And when I go to the barbershop in my area, people know me for the work I do. They know that I'm into nutrition, weight loss, all that stuff, right? So I'm in the barbershop. I'm getting my hair cut. And this guy comes in who I've had conversations with about he wants to lose weight. And he comes in, he goes, Robert. I go, hey, what's up? His name is Smiley. I said, how you doing, Smiley? He goes, hey, man, I lost 6 pounds this week. I go, what? You lost 6 pounds? He goes, yeah. I said, all right, what's the secret? What are you doing? He goes, well, I was watching TV the other night and I saw this infomercial. And the infomercial was selling this tea. And I think the name was like skinny tea or something. Well, anyway, I bought it. And all you have to do is drink tea 3 times a day. And I've been doing it. And it's only been a week and I'm down 6 pounds. And I said, wow, that's pretty good. Now, I bring up, remember I said question the evidence? I go, so, I mean, what makes that work, you think? And again, I'm just creating, conversation. And I'm assuming he's going to say green tea or something like that because there's some data out there that say that green tea can help with weight loss, right? And he goes, I don't know, man, but it's pretty scientific. Okay, so we can question the evidence later. Then I challenged the assumptions. I said, and I challenged by asking him a question. I said, so you're telling me that you only drink tea, and how much did it cost you? $120 a month. And I go, okay. And it comes with you get 3 teas a day. It comes with 90 teas. You drink 3 a day in the morning, before you eat, lunchtime, and then before you go to bed. I said, okay. And that's all you have to do. He goes, yeah. I said, so there's no recommendations on food? I mean, because you got to eat. He goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you eat chicken breast, turkey breast, fish, and vegetables with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, I hope you guys are following me on this. He goes, well, I go, huh. So I'm challenging the assumptions. It's time to reevaluate the conclusions, which brings up more questions. So I said, Smiley, so are you telling me, and the barbershop is packed. I said, you're telling me, or are you assuming that only eating chicken breast, turkey breast, and fish with just vegetables is not contributing or didn't contribute to the 6 pounds you lost? Are you assuming that it's just the tea that did it? Because you did change the way you're eating. He goes, oh, no, I never really thought about it like that. But hey, I'm telling this tea. So he bought into the lie that it was the tea. And psychologically, he's overlooked how he's eating differently. It wasn't as though he kept eating exactly the way he was eating and then just drank the tea. And that's the only thing that changed. And then as a result, he lost weight. Unbelievable. Now, here's the psychology I want you guys to get. Some will get this, some won't. Some will go, oh, well, yeah, well, you just, Lord, help me. Okay. If you took away the tea, he would have lost the 6 pounds. But he bought into the lie. And when you buy into the lie and spend money like that, you'll tell other people to buy into the lie because it makes you feel better. That's why keto and some of these diets work. It creates a cult type following. No one's questioning anything. You just buy it. If it worked for him, it's got to work for me. Now, here's the take home, and then I'll let you guys go. And this blew me away. At that point, everybody in the room is like listening, and I said, okay, I have an idea, you guys. I have a new weight loss program I'm going to come out with next month. Okay, you guys ready for this? This is a true story. I said, you know how you can go to like Costco or the grocery store, you can buy, plastic bottle water, like, water in plastic bottles, and you can get like, you could probably get like 30 of them. And people are like, yeah. Smiley was like, yeah. I said, I'm going to go to Costco and I'm going to buy 30 bottles of water. I'm going to take it home. I'm going to take it all out of the package thing. I'm going to cut the label off of each of the bottles of water. And this cost me about $5 to get 30 bottles of water. I'm going to put my own label on it. And I'm probably going to call it, let's say I call it skinny water. And then I'm going to put it back together. And I'm going to sell it for $120 a month. You know what? I'm going to sell it for $100 a month. So it's less than the tea. And then I'm going to have people, I'm going to give it put a little card on there that says, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, eat chicken breasts, turkey breasts, fish. Those are your protein options with slow carb vegetables. Would you guys buy it? And everybody in the room raised their hand and said they would buy it. Unbelievable. The only person who got it, what I was doing, and who wasn't absolutely crazy was my barber. We both just laughed. And Smiley looked at me and says, dude, let me know when you come out with it. Unbelievable. Did you guys get that? And everybody was like, yeah, I'll buy it. I'm like, you guys are absolutely, what is wrong with people today? There's definitely some things that aren't the same. What was the likelihood of having that many people totally just be that gullible at that moment? It just shows that a lot of us are designed to be gullible instead of to just have that mindset of critical thinking, right? Like when I went to the grocery store this morning, I'm seeing more people wearing masks again. And then I noticed on the news, they've been talking about masks. Masks are coming back. And the Cochrane, which is the most solid, wow, you guys. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. I just want to encourage you to question things, challenge assumptions, reevaluate things, look for the truth, And some of you who are clients of mine and you gravitated toward me, I think that's one of the reasons why you gravitated toward me, is because you know that the science never settles with me. I'm constantly looking for whatever's going to be best, because if I'm going to share with other people, I want to make sure it's the best that I can find at that moment. And I'm not going to just be okay with that. I'm going to keep pushing the envelope, keep pushing the envelope. And when my clients challenge me and say, "Hey, Robert, can you share with me that study that you mentioned?" Or, you say this, and I'm not questioning you, Robert. And I'm like, no, I want you to question me. Please do. And that is the role that doctors are supposed to be playing. That's what it's all about, is to question science and not just assume everything's okay. Like today when I saw these cookies that said plant-based, there are people who are going to buy it because it says plant-based. They're going to be like, well, I could get regular cookies, but I decided to get the plant-based cookies. Okay, what does that mean? And then when I looked, the first ingredient was agave. They go, yeah, that sounds good. Well, agave is made up primarily of fructose. And I know that fructose, same as high fructose corn syrup, especially when it's processed, is a major contributor to fatty liver, a major contributor to insulin resistance, a major contributor to inflammation. But yet they believe they're doing something. And I get it. Not everyone's going to have don't have that. And that's why more and more and more of us must be that for them. And then we can share information with other people to help them. The psychology of weight loss can be challenging. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have 100 people come into a room that raise their hand and says, I want to lose weight. And 6 months later, all of those 100 people have not lost weight. What is going on? Because they all said they wanted it. And here's the good news. We can all lose weight. That's the good news. So this is not a moment of discouragement. This is a moment of becoming excited. Because if you're listening to what I'm sharing, whether it's the live or a replay, that means you're on path. You're looking for the truth. You're searching. That's a good sign. It's the people who feel like they already know. Those are the dangerous ones. I got some friends like that are in the gym and posting pictures all the time. They're the dangerous ones. Those are the ones that frighten me. Those are the ones I would not want my mom to run into. Amen. I don't want my mom running into those people. I don't want, because she'll fall prey. They may be an influencer. They may come across with the right confidence, the right energy, and they may come across convincing. A lot of them do. But please put me in the room with these people. Put me on the phone with them. And if I get taken to school, hey, it's going to make me better. But I'm willing to bet I'm probably going to dominate the conversation. And that's not being cocky. I'm just keeping it 100. And so oftentimes I don't get doctors and people who want to get on the call. They rather stay quiet. They don't want pushback. And I'll be friendly. I know how to listen and be quiet. I'll let them talk. Let them dig the hole as deep as they want to dig it. And before I say goodbye, you guys, I used to dream about being where I am with my knowledge. I remember being with Dr. Andrew Wild in 2002. That was 21 years ago. And I watched him walk on the stage. And I got to hang out with him, and he was great. I learned a lot from him. And I remember just watching him, how poised he was, and how he had answers, and he could go deep with us. I remember telling my wife, I want to be that. I want to get to where he's at. With confidence, he was able to deliver and provide answers for people. Man. And I've been striving to get there. And if Dr. Wild and I were sitting together right now on a panel, man, I would love it, because I know I'm right there with him. And there's some things I know I can open his eyes to. And I'm sure there's some things that he can open my eyes to, because I'm far from being done learning, but I'm definitely up there with him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm there. And there's certain things that I know that I've excelled much higher. And I'm sure on a scientific plane or certain things, he's excelled at a much higher. So it would make it way, way worth my while to be around him. Anyway. And I love that about my clients. That's why I love it when you guys ask questions and you want to know, because it makes me look forward to having a conversation with you. The quest for knowledge, right? The quest for knowledge. So powerful. All right, you guys. Hey, I'm Robert Ferguson. I want to say thank you for giving me the time. Make sure you go over to our YouTube channel. You can like, subscribe, hit that bell so that you can be informed whenever we upload information. And if you want to do the detox drop, do it. I'm on day 8. I did it. I feel so much better. Thank God I did it. I am so happy where I am right now, and I'm sustaining this right now. Everything is moving great when it comes to my health, well-being, and the future of my overall fitness. I am pumped about it. And don't forget, we have Food is Medicine coming up. Everybody would benefit from this course. Everybody, anybody, moms, grandparents, be informed, know, instead of just guessing and just not knowing. Okay. So I look forward to you being at the virtual conference. We still got time. The early bird special is still available. Take advantage of it. All right. Until the next one. Peace.